welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name is Imogen, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about weight loss, so if that's not your thing then swipe away. You have been warned. Anyway, this video is about how I finally succeeded at weight loss. I failed more than 5 diets, but here is what finally worked. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started, okay? So, some background. I have struggled with my weight all my life, pretty much. Since I was aware of, having insecurities as a teenager. I've always been, on a diet. And, not always, but, I've always been sort of keen to lose weight. And I'm aware that sometimes that can cross into unhealthy territory, and I never want to advocate for anything unhealthy, but it kind of got to the point during university where I was actually clinically overweight, and I didn't want to let that affect me, and I knew that it was already affecting me because, my fitness was really bad. I didn't feel strong, I wasn't sleeping very well, and generally I just felt kind of I didn't feel good. So I wanted to feel better and I wanted to be healthier. And for me, that took the form of losing weight. So I obviously, in the past, I tried to lose weight, and every single time I would lose a little bit and then I would get off track and I'd gain it all back, and sometimes, usually, often more. So that happened more than 5 times, and I was really fed up with it, but this time it has finally worked. So again, I'm going to talk about my stats in this section, so if you don't want to talk about stats, then skip over this. But my starting stats were, I am 160 centimetres, 5'3" inches tall, which is kind of small now I think about it. And I weighed 65.5 kilos. So that put me in the clinically overweight category. For those of you who are Americans watching, that was about 143 pounds. So I was overweight. I mean, barely, but I was. And as of today, I weigh 55 kilos, which is about 121 pounds, I think. So I've lost 10.5 kilos in the past 5 months, and it's been kind of a journey. And this time so last year I did the exact same thing and I got down to 56, and I just completely, I was like, right, that's enough, and then I completely lost the plot and went straight back up. And then I was just like, you know what, in May I was just like, no, absolutely not, we are fixing this, and we are doing, and this is the last time, I said to myself, this is the last time I ever lose weight. So this is probably the last time I ever lose weight, because I finally found what worked, and 3 minutes into the video I'm going to tell you. So the first and most important rule, and that's something that's been completely different from all my other diets, is that there are no foods off limits, okay? So something that I've found in the past is that I've been overly restrictive and I've not allowed myself to have my favourite foods, and that's just resulted in me feeling deprived, okay? Because we all like to enjoy our food, and, snacks are popular for a reason, because people love snacking, okay? So, yeah, obviously, if you eat too much of your food, you're gonna, gain weight, but the solution is not to restrict, and the solution is not to say, oh, you can't have any carbs, or you can't have a donut, or you can't have Oreos. Oh god, I have such a weakness for Oreos. I love Oreos. Anyway, so the point was, in previous diets, I had restricted myself. I'd be like, you can't have this, you can't have that, you can't have this, you can't have that. And it was just a complete failure, because as soon as I lost weight, I'd be like, oh yeah, finally I can have my favourite foods. And guess what? I put it back on. So this time I was like, you know what? No foods off limits, okay? No foods off limits. You can have whatever you want, but you can have it in moderation, okay? And number 2, volume eating. So this is kind of part of the problem with my previous diets, is I was hungry all the time, because obviously you've got to eat less to lose weight, and that is a big problem, because being hungry sucks and you don't want to be hungry. So I would be hungry, and then after a while I'd be like, oh yeah, finally I reached my goal weight, again, put it all back on, because I was finally eating a lot. So volume eating kind of refers to eating a lot of foods that have a low calorie density. So we're talking like fruit, vegetables, that kind of stuff, like salads, okay? And they don't have to be boring, I promise, okay? But volume eating really helped me feel full this time, and I was still losing weight because technically I was in a calorie deficit, which is what you need to be in order to lose weight, sorry guys, but I was still feeling full, okay? So volume eating was really important this time round, and it's something I'd not done in the past. In the past, I just tried to eat less, but like I wasn't eating better, so I was like, I was clueless. I was not doing the right thing. Right, so no foods off limits, volume eating, and not allowing failure to become a pattern is tip 3. Okay, so I remember last time I kind of like fell off the wagon, and then I was like, oh, it's ruined now, and then I proceeded to gain all the weight back and more. This time, have I gone off my plan multiple times? Yes, absolutely. In the last 5 months, I have messed up like more than 5 times. Like, I mess up like every other week, okay? But every time I'm like, you know what? That's fine, okay? Just go right back to it, okay? Do not allow failure to become a pattern. Just because you eat something that you didn't plan on, or, you know, you have like a week where you don't like follow your plan exactly, or you have like a plateau. Like, for example, when I was at 57 kilos, I had a plateau, and that lasted for like 6 weeks. It lasted like over a month, and I wasn't losing any weight, and I was sticking to the plan. I was like, what the hell? But sometimes your body just does that, okay? And that was not a sign for me to give up, okay? So I was like, you know what? Eventually something's gonna move, okay? So we just stick to it, and it did. So not allowing failure to become a pattern is really, really big, and you can just frame it as not even failure. It's just part of the journey, okay? You're a human being, and we all mess up sometimes, okay? So don't beat yourself up about it. Okay, the next tip I have is I was walking a lot, and my first few attempts, I just wasn't getting very much exercise, but by chance and partially by design, this time around I've been walking a lot. So I was traveling, I went to Europe, I went to San Francisco, and I was walking so much. I think I actually, while I was in San Francisco, I set a new record for the most number of steps walked in a day, 37,000. I think that was the day when I walked all the hills of San Francisco. Now in the video I said it was like 34 or 35, but then I proceeded to walk a bit more that day. I went home, and then I think I went out to the shops or something. So I can't remember, but anyway, I ended the day at 37,000. But anyway, I was walking a lot during this time, and it's a lovely low impact exercise that you can do, because I'm not a big fan of working out. Like, yeah, it feels good afterwards, but getting myself to work out is a whole different story. So I actually installed a walking pad, which is like a little flat treadmill, in my apartment, so I can walk even when it's like raining outside or I don't want to, okay? So walking a lot, really important. Also, staying hydrated. I am terrible at this, but I bought like a really big water bottle, and I have been trying to stay hydrated, and that's actually really good for you when you're trying to lose weight, and it also helps you to feel fuller, kind of. But also, that's not a substitute for making sure you are like eating enough and eating well. And it's important that you eat enough and you eat well while you're trying to lose weight, because restricting yourself is a recipe for disaster, both because you're going to fail and you're going to like want to eat all the things, but also because you don't want to get any like nutrient deficiencies, or you don't want to be malnourished, okay? So you really need to take care of your health and make sure you eat enough, okay? Stay within a healthy deficit, but eat enough, okay? It's really important. And kind of linking back to the volume eating thing and also the health thing, increasing your fibre intake. Like, it just helps you feel fuller, so find foods that are high in fibre. I know this is really standard, but I tried it, it worked for me, I'm telling you. Fibre intake, guys. Okay, this next tip may be a little bit controversial, but fasting. So we talk about like intermittent fasting, that's a really big thing in the health community, and I have started to experiment with intermittent fasting a little bit. So getting myself comfortable with intermittent fasting has really enabled me to stop thinking about food so much and just focus on other stuff in my life, because I feel like maybe in the past I was just focused on food too much, and learning how to like set specific times for eating and then not think about it for a while has really helped me to kind of rebalance my mindset about food. So maybe look into intermittent fasting if that's something you're interested in. So the other thing I did was I made a vision board for my goal results. So I found like pictures on Pinterest and stuff of people that I wanted to look like. They were really fit, really healthy, and I sort of put like all of those into a board. And also, it's really important here that you're not just focusing on like shrinking yourself, okay? Because I see this a lot in sort of disordered like communities. It's really important that you focus on health, okay? The primary motivator for me at the start was health, okay? Because I just didn't feel good and I wanted to feel better. And I have lost 10 kilos and I feel a lot better. Like, I genuinely do. Like, I sleep better. I have more stamina when I'm working out. Like, I just genuinely, I feel better. And health should be your primary motivator. Okay, yeah. Maybe there will be other things that happen in your journey, like you, I don't know, fit into a pair of jeans that you want to fit into, okay, but health should be your primary motivator because it's really, really important. And I mean mental health as well as physical health, okay? If at any point your weight loss journey is affecting your mental health, then you need to stop, like, immediately, okay? Because you do not want to fall into like a trap of disordered eating, and you do not want to, I'm sorry for going on about this so much, but I really, really, really want to emphasize it, okay? This is not a video saying like starve yourself. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What I want you to take from this video is that it is possible to like become healthier and feel better, and I mean that from a mental health point of view as well, absolutely, okay? And it's definitely been a journey of, like, feeling better about myself, as well as, like, in a mental sense, as well as in a physical sense. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a little summary so far of everything I've talked about, and I failed more than 5 diets. This one finally succeeded. And I know that I'm going to be able to keep, I mean, for clarity, I'm still losing, I have a couple more kilos that I want to lose, okay? Maybe 5, but the point is, I'm still going to end up well within the healthy weight range, really important, and I see my way towards making this a lifestyle, okay, rather than just a diet for a short period of time, because the things that were different this time, no food's off limits. I still eat anything and everything I want, okay? I've eaten Oreos loads of times during the past 5 months, okay? I love Oreos. I'm never going to stop eating Oreos. I love them, okay? You will always catch me with Oreos. Like, I love Oreos, okay? There are no foods off limits. Everything in moderation, okay? Volume eating, really important. Eat more healthy foods so you feel full for fewer calories. Do not allow failure to become a pattern. You messed up once, so what? Get back on your healthy habits. It's okay. Walking a lot. Walking is great, really low impact, really easy to do, and walking around and seeing stuff is really fun. Staying hydrated, really important. Again, increasing your fiber intake, experimenting with intermittent fasting, and making a vision board for your goal result. Okay, so those are all the things that were different from my previous diets and the way that I'm making this into a lifestyle. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Give this video a thumbs up. Sorry it was a long one, but I hope it was helpful. Follow me on Instagram and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.